Now, Robert Wagner. See, a lot of speakers, they'll quote like Gandhi, Vince Lombardi. Not me. I quote Robert Wagner. Robert Wagner was working on the set of Austin Powers, right? And he was quoted as saying this: "That man had no more sense of direction than a bunch of firecrackers." When talking about that little tiny guy, right? He'd show up late. He didn't rehearse his lines, and there weren't even a lot of them, right? He was inconsistent. He didn't practice. It drove Robert Wagner nuts. Well, I'm going to share with you a little story about the Sullivan family. That's my family. Now, every 4th of July, my wife and I, we load up the family van, and I live in Kansas City. We head from the Kansas side over to the Missouri side, because in Missouri, fireworks are legal. Yeah, see? Now, this is a trip I kind of find exhilarating. One my wife thinks is a little juvenile. Right? But if you too like to dabble in a bit of the pyro, you know that adrenaline-pumping anticipation you get when you light that baby up. Okay? The truth is, you have no idea what's about to happen. You just pull that Chinese-made goodie out of the package, right? You set it on the ground, you light the wick, and you run like hell. Now, sometimes that firecracker goes off just as the package said it would, right? Of course, that's assuming you could read the Chinese. I couldn't. Black flag, that's all I knew, right? But boom, sometimes it's perfect. Still other times, you set it down, you light it, and you run, and nothing happens. So what do? And this is where you're really nervous, but you're trying to act cool. Right? You start sashaying, right? And it's fine. I think it's a dud. Boom! Blows up right in your face. Still other times, you set it down, you light it, and it's chasing you down the road. Like this, right? You're saying, what the heck does this have to do with sales? Well, do you know average and below average salespeople often act just like that firework? They get in front of a customer, 10 o'clock Tuesday morning, who purchases a boatload of stuff from your competition. They say, we're giving you a chance at the title. This could mean big money to you. I want you to show up. And you walk in that room, and there's 3 decision makers just wanting to give you their business. And you walk in, and a lot of us just kind of light the wick, hope for the best. Sometimes we fire. We walk out of that sales call, and we're like, I did it. You're looking for a drug wreck or someone to chest bump in the hallway, right? But still other times, we walk out of it and say, oh my gosh, I was horrible. I wasn't prepared. I didn't ask any questions. I bored the heck out of them. And I sensed that they didn't care about me or my company. Man, I blew it. Well, I think every one of us, guys, I don't care what market you are serving, there are some very repeatable things that you can do on every sales call. I don't care if it's with a current customer who you're trying to sell a monitor to. I don't care if it's a newer customer who says, you know what, we're going to give you a chance. Come on in, we're buying all our supplies from someone else. You need a process. It doesn't have to be my process, but you need a repeatable way. Why? Because Robert Wagner says inconsistency stinks, and it does, especially in sales. I'm going to share with you what I teach the folks on the medical side. We try to make people repeatable, sustainable, and measurable. Meaning, I want them to be able to walk in, look 3 customers in the eye, and because they know exactly what they are going to do, how do you think they feel? Confident. Is confidence important in sales? You know, any Pittsburgh folks here? Pittsburgh? Any Pennsylvania crew? Chuck Noll. You're all familiar with Chuck Noll was the coach of the Pittsburgh Steelers. The man was awesome. You know what Chuck Noll says? Pressure is what you feel when you don't know what the hell you're doing. So I ask salespeople, do you feel pressure sometimes when you get in a call? Sure, we all do. But is it because you don't know what you're going to do? Maybe it is, but there are remedies out there. Let me show you what we teach on the medical side. Let's say you walk into a customer's call. First of all, we teach them how to prepare for every call. Don't ever walk into a call until you know what your specific objective is. My objective today is to get them to give me an order for $250 or more. Very clear. So when I walk in that door, everything I do is leading me towards that. Now, what do you walk in, be prepared. Before you say anything, you build R, respect and trust. Once the walls are down, then you E, engage with questions. Get them to open up. Once you find out what they're interested in, what they want to hear, you C, convey your solution. Don't tell them too much. Tell them only what they want to hear. The I is indecision. Sometimes we face indecision objections. I say, when a customer says, you're $10 more than the next guy, what rolls off your tongue? Is it practice? Is it drilled? Or do you drool on yourself? You see, it's better to practice. The S is secure agreement. I see too many wimps in our business. I see too many folks who are afraid to say, Bill, based on what I just showed you, it seems like you don't like this. Am I thinking correctly? No, I hate it. Get out. Thank you. This way we won't date each other. You just saved me sales time. Ask for decisions, secure agreement. We teach them that. And then E, we teach them how to explore on every call. Now, do you realize there's 1,000 sales programs out there, and I don't care whose you use, but I say don't plateau in this business. I don't care how long you've been selling. Find a repeatable process. Because when you get out in that car, you're able to say, I did it, I didn't do it, I didn't do it, and you can improve on every call. John Gardner, Secretary of Education, said this: life is an error-making and an error-correcting process. But if you can't identify what your errors were in a sales call, you can't learn from them. And man, we can never stop learning. And that's what PRECISE stands for. So have a process. And